Cool. What's good, y'all? Turn this down. Turn this down, definitely. What's good, y'all? Here we are back again. Back with another one. Definitely want to start off by giving thanks and honor to the creators, to all you guys for the support, leaving all the feedback, the positive, the negative, just working, doing what I do and doing what I do best. And that is keeping my foot on heathens, he goes, Heathenites next. I did a live yesterday asking the question, is this end time biblical prophecy or is this another propaganda? You make the decision. I was elaborating on Matthew 24, and Matthew 24, a lot of people got different perspectives and understanding behind it. And some of you guys really don't understand the times and what was being done and when it was being done and the second coming. Okay, I want you guys to pay attention to the second coming. All right. Remember, the first time Jesus came, according to their writings, the first time Jesus came and did what? He spoke to the disciples. He was teaching. He was, healing. He was doing the whole shebang, right? That's what was told when Jesus was arrived, right? That's what happened when he came. Now, I want you guys to really ask yourself this question, okay? Remember, he said the signs of his second coming. I repeat, the signs of his second coming, all right? Which means that the first time he arrived, he came and did exactly what he was set to do. Minister, teach people the way, etc., which he did. We're not gonna sit here, we're not gonna dispute this and that, right? We're gonna keep everything on layman's terms, right? Which he did. Okay? But what you guys are failing to understand is that his second arrival, okay? His second arrival, where all the prophecies was taking place, where all the prophecies, Matthew's 10 and 34, I come not to think not that I come to bring peace on this earth. I come to divide. I come to bring the sword. I come to do this. Remember, this is all biblical talk right now, right? Remember, I want you guys to remember that when he came for the second time, that his second arrival wasn't what you guys expected it to be. His second arrival came when he came into the diasporas, into the areas of the Western world, when he came into Africa, of course, Africa, the Caribbean. And what did he do when he arrived? Okay, the arrival came with the ideology. Remember, you guys can't deny this. You guys know that when Christianity was presented to non-Europeans, it was presented with force, right or wrong. Right or wrong. We know that when Christianity was presented to non-Europeans, it was presented with force. This is not up for debate. These are the facts. You call them the Crusades. Okay. The Crusades was instituted, right? It was written to decree, meaning this had to happen by who? Who allowed this? This was the Roman Catholic Church, right? This is not a lie, right? So when the Roman Catholic Church set the decree for the doctrine of Jesus or Christianity to be given to people, people did not accept it. I want you guys to understand that people did not accept that. And because people did not accept that, what happened? Matthew's 24, right? Matthew's 24 took place. You understand? Matthew's 24 took place. People was being persecuted for his name's sake. People was being persecuted by nations. Remember, it wasn't just uh, it wasn't just the Roman Catholics that had their hands in Christianity. Don't forget about the Spaniards, okay? Those from Spain. Don't forget about the Germans, those from Germania, okay? Don't forget about France, okay? These are other nations that's standing on a particular doctrine that was doing what? That was doing what? That was persecuting those for Jesus' name's sake. This is not me saying this, guys. These are the proofs in the pudding, okay? Because you guys are hearing the word end times, the end of the world. The world means ruling power. That's what the end of the world is. The end of a ruling power. Now, tell me who was ruling in the places of Africa. Tell me who was ruling in the place of the Caribbeans, the Taínos and stuff like that, right? When Jesus came, wasn't it the end of their regime? Right or wrong? You see, you guys are not reading Matthew 24 accordingly. You know why? Because we are being told to read and believe this according to this, when in reality, this is what always been. Okay? The Taíno Indians had their own empire. The Africans had their own empire. They had their own world, their own governance, their own rules and regulations. They had their own. When Jesus came, it was put to an end, right or wrong. Right? It was put to an end, right? Yes. So when you hear people tell you that the end of the world only means the end of a regime, the end of a power structure. Remember, before Christianity, Africa was known for what? They had numerous kingdoms. Okay? Whether you believe the story of the Zimbabwe being the Holy Land and it being destroyed, that alone proves my point. That the end of that world, the end of that power, the end of that rulership, which is at that time was colored people rulership. Okay? Okay? That's when the end of the world happened. And the new world is here, right? Now the new world order, which always been, is now being more enhanced, more advanced through AI technology, okay? Now that people got access to the internet and got social media, it's easy for brothers and sisters to gain more access to the new world. Oh, I'm supposed to turn. To the new world, people. Come on, guys. You guys gotta start reading these things for what it is and not what you want it to be. Okay? Like I told you guys yesterday, I need you guys to remove the term belief out of your minds for a bit. Remove it and let's focus on logic and common sense. Because the Biblos was meant to be read literal. It wasn't meant to be read spiritual. You got to read it literal to hope to receive it spiritually. Okay? It was meant to be read logical. You're supposed to understand what you're reading logically, and then catch the hidden message within it. Okay? It was never meant for you to read it, to be in a space of a spirit in order for you to read it and understand it in the spirit. That's what religion created. But when the people created the book, when the people created such book, it was meant to be a mystical story that you guys were supposed to take and then make an assumption of what you was reading. But you're supposed to read it literal. It wasn't supposed to be spiritual. Oh my God, I gotta read it and understand it like this. No, these are lies, people. And I hate to be the one I hate to be the one to burst your bubble, but again, these are lies. Okay? As far as the prophecies go in the end times and the second coming and coming with the clouds, I told you when the ships with the Christopher Columbus and the ships it arrived, the ships was flying on the clouds. Okay? It was hovering on the clouds. You can go look it up on any You can look it up on any YouTube. You can't even look it up on movies. When you watch Pirates of the Caribbean, when the ships was coming, you seen the fog, which was the clouds, break out, and you see the ship look like it's floating on the clouds. That's what that prophecy was. Remember when the prophecy of Jesus saying this? This was before Jesus' name became a household relevance. Okay? This is before Jesus became a household relevance. So that means that when he was telling you this, he was letting you guys know how his kingdom was going to come onto the earth. Okay? And his kingdom has arrived. It is here. I can show you right now. Look. This is a church right at the corner. Okay? We can ride all through. I can take you all through Brooklyn and show you one church, two church, three church, four church. And it's not one church in just New York. It's everywhere. No matter where you at. You can be in the UK. You can be in Jamaica. You can be in Puerto Rico. You can be in Haiti. You can be wherever you want. Ireland. You can be in Germany. All of these things of a kingdom. Because what does these churches do? What does it promote? It promotes the understanding and the doctrine of who? Jesus Christ. So that means that his kingdom is here, but they got you psychologically believing that something is going to come in the near future. And you guys are seeing the stuff that's happening. And that's why I did the live yesterday. So you guys can see that here, you see the floods that's taking place. Here is the CEO telling you this is what we're doing. So again, is this God doing this or is this man? If it's man doing this, then it's a propaganda. If it's God's doing it, then it's a prophecy, right? Right? Okay, so when I gave you the CEO and he's telling you what they're studying, what they're doing, and why they're doing it. Okay, what you're seeing going on in the world right now is the aftermath of trying to play God on the earth. Okay, they're shooting little seeds. They're making their own clouds to combat what you guys are seeing. Okay, to combat what you guys are seeing. Okay, they're creating things to combat what you guys are seeing as the sun. The rays is too much. Okay, and I played another video for you showing you what's the damage that happens with these rays. That the sun has absolutely no effect upon colored people. I seen a European yesterday. Was it yesterday? Yes, it was yesterday. And she was riding her bike. And while riding her bike, it looked like she was in the sun. Her whole entire cheek was red, burning. Like if she stayed in the sun for 10 more minutes, she would have had boils. This is facts. You notice that when these people are in the sun for too long, they have boils. I'm talking about like their skin is peeling. Okay? This is why they're doing what they're doing. They try to combat the sun. Now, the universe, okay? The universe is speaking out for not just the colored people, but they're speaking out for the animals. They're speaking out for the plants, the fruits. These people are attacking every natural resources on this earth. And that's why the sun, because now the sun has to work overtime. The sun has to work overtime. Remember, everything is a frequency. Everything has to go in a recycle motion, right? For example, rain falls down, the sun dries it up. My apologies. You see how they're messing with the live? It's all intentional. So when the fruits are being sprayed with pesticide and all of that, right? It's a liquid. That liquid got to get evaporated to the sun. When the sun feels what was being absorbed back into the air, the sun, the universe is like, what is this? Now just imagine you're getting the same amount of stuff for 15, 20, 30, 40, 50 years, okay? Eventually, you're making the sun have to work overtime. So the sun has to let off more rays to combat and damage these pesticides that's on the fruits, the thing that's on the plants. You understand? And now the sun is getting hotter, so the sun is working overtime. And what you guys don't understand is that it's these people that's causing these problems, okay? This is not prophecy, all right? This is not prophecy. This is propaganda. I repeat, propaganda. This is the aftermath of people trying to play God. So now, because they realize, like, damn, we done put up the chemtrails, we put all these things in the air, we play all this. You know what? Let's go find somebody that can create some level of programming, a machine that can combat the rays, because the rays is too much. It's literally doing more damage than good. Not to mention the high level of humidity. These people, the humidity is disgusting here in New York City, right? But again, it's only affecting who? It's only affecting who? It's affecting non-melanated individuals. These are intentional, guys. This is the universe having to do double cleanup, right? And now the universe is cleaning up. So that they got to figure out, how do we combat this? And because of that, the earth is, oh, you're doing this? Now the water's coming out of the pipes. The pipes are bursting. This is not biblical prophecy. These are the pipes that's bursting. Everything is being overheated. All the pipes is being broken. My pipe in my house was broken. I had to just fix it 2 days ago. These things are happening all around, okay? Because these people are playing with the weather. They're trying to play God, and it would never end well to anybody that tried to play God. Once you start messing with the universal life support, which is the sun, you're going to get punched in the face. And this is what you're seeing happening. It's people being punched in the face. When you read the book of Revelations, when it says that 144 and the council members, and they're going to be the ones that's going to sit next to Jesus, who you think is the Pope? How many popes and how many legislations, whether it's from UK, whether it's from the UK, whether it's from America, these are all men, and they all represent the canon law. The canon law is the Biblos. The Biblos speaks of one person, Jesus, okay? This is what you guys are not paying attention to. I know, because I taught this. You got to ask yourself this question. If everybody is walking with God and doing the righteous thing, how do you then choose the elect from the elect? How is that going to be chosen if everybody is keeping the commandments? And just imagine all the people that died keeping the commandments. Everybody that was walking with God, doing the so-called righteous thing. How is that? You understand? How is that? How is that not the elect? You have to make that make sense, people. You guys got to make it make sense. You guys got to make it make sense, because you guys are being brainwashed into reading this story in a spiritual sense. No, when the book was written, it was written in mystiology. This is a mystical story written by Hellenistic Jews, Hellenistic people, Hellenistic Romans. Hellenistic people was very invested into mythology, very invested into it. Don't listen to me. That was literally their essence. That was literally their forte, their skill set. Don't listen to me. Go look and do your homework. Okay? They was into mythology. They was into that. Meaning a story, they write a story and there's a message within the story, but you got to find the message. It's a meaning. That's why is it Galatians where Paul says that this is an allegory? Do you guys know what allegory is? Allegory is mystical, bro. Don't listen to me. Go look it up. Look what allegory is. Everything is given unto you in allegory. I showed you where the Old Testament come from. I showed you guys this. You guys are not paying attention. You have to pay attention. Pay attention to the story. You have to read it logical and stop trying to take it spiritual. Remember, it can't be spiritual if your ancestors did not write it. Okay? It has to be a spiritual confine. You understand me? It has to be a spiritual confine within your spirituality, within your loved ones. That's the only way you're going to be able to receive it spiritual. But we all know that the book was not written by your people. So it can't, so you automatically cannot connect to it spiritually. So you have to read it how it was made logically and try to find the hidden pieces within the message, because that's how the Hellenistic people operated. Okay? This is where the story of hell comes from. That's why they call themselves Hellenistic. Okay? That's where the story of hell comes from. I repeat, that's where the story of hell comes from. You got to do your homework, people. It's not that hard. It's really not that hard once you put 2 and 2 together. 1 + 1 = 2. You understand? And if it ain't 2, then somebody's lying to you. And guess what, bro? People is lying to you. They're lying to me. They was lying to us. They was deceiving us. Remember, the devil is the biggest deceiver. And I showed you who's the morning star. How Jesus proclaimed to be the morning star, which means Jesus has always been Lucifer. Who had access into the kingdom? Lucifer cast out of the heavens. How is he gaining access to and fro? When he says, "Oh, you, how does that fallen, O Lucifer, son of the morning?" He said he will be like the Most High. Jesus as the seed of God, which makes him God on this earth. Did you that? Isn't the Bible telling you that? Because you guys are not paying attention. You're trying to embrace the story in a spiritual sense. You will never connect to it spiritually because the people that wrote it are not spiritually tied with you. That's why the Europeans could dissect it, process it, and deliver it. That's why when I see Europeans give the breakdown of the Biblos, it makes more sense than the black people trying to prove something that they can't prove. One thing for certain, 2 things for sure. In order for you to prove it, you must first be able to read it and understand it, right? And the original form. So if we know that the original form was Hebrew, but yet you can't find black people that speak Hebrew, if you can't speak it, you damn sure ain't gonna be able to read it. If you can't speak it, you damn sure ain't gonna be able to read it. Okay? So if these people are taking it in a spiritual aspect, you understand? If these people are able to break it down from a spiritual aspect, guys, how are you? And you can't even understand the very beginning language of these manuscripts. I don't want to hear no, they took it from X, Y, and Z. Listen, guys, it's 2025. With all this technology, all this information, trust me, people, if it was stolen from any one of our writings, it will be out for the world to see right now. Believe me. If it was taken from any one of our writings, it will be out for the world right now to see. You guys, you guys are giving the Vatican way too much credit. You don't have to give these people credit, bro. Okay? You do not have to give these people credits, bro. All right? Now, why am I saying this to you guys? Because the guys is like, all right, Jones, so Where are we going with this? Where are we going is it's time for brothers and sisters to start seeing things for what it is. Start looking around you. Stop looking for a spiritual being or a spiritual substance or the Holy Spirit or the Ruach Kadash or anything to come around and give you wisdom and knowledge of things that you can see with your own two eyes right in front of you in 2025. You have to stop. Because these things are prevalent. It's right in front of you. It's not hard to see. It's not rocket science. Who's making the biblical more difficult to understand? It's you guys. It's you guys, and it's these teachers giving you different perspectives. There's no other perspective other than seeing it for what it is. This is a logical story. This is a mystical story that was written for you to understand logically first, and then try to pinpoint the mystical message within the message. Okay? So when you hear Jesus say, I come not to bring peace, he tells you out his own mouth. He says, don't even imagine to think that I come to bring peace on this earth. I come not to bring peace, but I come to divide. I come with a sword to divide. I am going to turn man against fathers, fathers against daughters, etc., etc. Basically, I'm coming to plumage and destroy everything. Now look at the state that we are in. The people that we are shooting, the people that we are killing, the people that we are raping, the people that we are violating. Listen, people, you don't even know if these people are your family. I'm going to tell you that they are your family. We was not, listen, don't listen to the story that these people are giving you. We was all taken from different tribes, okay? We was all canned up like a can of sardines. Just imagine what they doing now, right? When they go inside of these areas, predominant areas, and scoop everybody up. This is slavery all over again, guys. Now show me where in the Biblos where this prophecy, show me where in the Biblos that this prophecy, because this supposed to be written. This was supposed to be written. Where? Where? Show me in the book of Revelations where these people was going to come and start yapping people up, start running into people's homes, kicking the door, raising the fofo. Where? You got to show me. Because all of these things are not what you think it is. Where's the AI technology? Where in the Biblos that they say that the world will be run by AI? The world is being run by AI. It's literally being created to be run by AI. You're being programmed to focus, to only operate using AI. You don't even see that. I see that. I use AI all the time. And I'm telling you, this is the new generation. This is the new direction that the world is going to. This is the new world that they was talking about. A new world where everybody's being watched, everybody's being followed, everything is being recorded. Listen, people, no matter what you say, no matter where it's at, if there's a camera that can see you, then it's a camera that can hear you. Let me say that again. If there's a camera that can see you, then there's a camera that can hear you. Okay? All these phones, what does it have? Speaker, what does it have? Camera, all these phones. If it can see you, it can hear you. All right. I have a Ring camera at my house. It can see and it can hear you. This is not me saying this. These are the facts. Okay. All right. This is what the story was talking about, guys. And I really want you guys to process that, man. You got to make these things make sense, guys. We're seeing what's going on in the world, and we're taking it in a spiritual sense. This is not spirit. How can they take it in a spiritual sense when the people that's doing it is not even supposedly not even spiritual people? I remember you guys saying they're not in the spirit. They don't have the spirit. They don't have the spirit of understanding. But yet they the ones that wrote the book, and you're taking it in a spiritual sense. That doesn't make sense, people. It's Ashkenaz. It's an oxymoron. Come on, guys. My bad, guys. You know, New York City streets is very, very bumpy. Huh? Come on. You understand? The famine and all of these, listen, we've been in a famine from the moment that you had to pay for fruits and vegetables. That's when you was in a famine. The minute that things that God gave you guys free 99 and you had to pay for it to receive it, you had to pay for food. That's when the famine started, people. You since when you had to pay for water, since when you had to pay for fruits that grow on a tree that God already put on the earth before the creation of any animal or man. When you had to start paying for that, that's when it became a famine. When you had to rely on the supermarket to eat, that's when it became a famine. Wake up. You're sleeping. The pestilence is what? These diseases is what? Where these diseases is coming from? The pestilence is all these medical procedures, all of these pestilence procedure. This is what you guys are not paying attention to. All of these things was right in front of you guys. Come on now. We can't be, like I said, we can't be this naive. We have to start paying attention and start seeing it in a logical sense. You cannot take a book that was never written for us to interpret it spiritually. These were Hellenistic people. These was people with high imagination. High imagination. Okay? They see what the Egyptians did and they copy and paste and created their own version. I showed you guys this in the live yesterday. If you didn't watch the live yesterday, go watch it. Okay? The God that I'm talking about is Thoth. That's who the Old Testament is referring to, is referring to him. Okay? The book of Proverbs was copied from him. Okay? The book of Psalms was copied from him. Go get his writings and you're going to read it side by side. He was a very articulate writer. They just took it and created who? They took it and gave you Solomon. They gave you David. They had to give you this story. Had anybody asked how come they haven't seen any body parts of any character within the Biblos? Nobody asked that question. I had you know what I'm saying? Shout out to Mama Love. She said to me that, yeah, man, they took the bodies and they took it and removed it and did what? You telling me these people will find a body and not show it to the world? You telling me these people would have took a body and not show it to the world? Come on, guys. Let's stop being naive now. Let's stop being ignorant. Let's stop being foolish. Just make that make sense. They show artifacts of everything in the world. Anything that can to give the Biblos credit, the Pope and all of that would not made it a decree for the world to see. Come on, guys. 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 Why must we remain in a state of ignorance? Come on, guys. Come on, guys. They'll show you they'll show you artifacts of every living thing. Every living thing. And they don't have artifacts for one character in the Bible. Oh, this is Paul right here. This is David right here. King David. Nothing? And my last piece, and if I'm lying, I'm flying. My last piece, guys. I want you guys to think about this. Everything, and I said this in the live yesterday, anything that has ever been beneficial for Black people, whether it's to elevate, whether it's to make progress, okay? Anything in that nature has always been disrupted by Europeans. Always. How is Christianity still prevalent? How is the Hebrew Israelite movement still prevalent? Nothing got infiltrated. It didn't take long to infiltrate the Black Panther Party. You're telling me, oh, because we're walking in the spirit and these people know better. Yeah, you believe that? Okay. I'm telling you, listen, it sounds good. It sounds phenomenal, guys. It really, really do. But at some point, you gotta say, hold on, this don't make sense. At some point, tell me one thing that Black people created that was beneficial for Black people. That literally, and I repeat, literally, protected us. That these people didn't infiltrate and destroy. Show it to me. Because I can go down the list. I can go down the civil rights movement. I can go down the Black Panther movement. I can go down by the push movement in Philadelphia. I can go down the list. And that anything that was gonna uplift Black people, I can go down Rosewood, Black Wall Street. There you go. We can go, we can go down the list. Anything that was gonna be beneficial, I'm talking about beneficial, I'm talking about that's gonna put us in a position of power, pose a threat to the opposition, they would have infiltrated. Why haven't they infiltrated Christianity? Why haven't they infiltrated Islam? Why haven't they infiltrated the nation of Islam? Why haven't they infiltrated the Hebrew Israelites? Why? Why? Because all of them is part of the program. This is facts. This is facts. This is again, this is not my belief. I don't want you ever to think that what I'm saying is my belief. I don't move like that. I'm off that. If it's not the facts, we don't want none of that. Bring that shit back. That's the motto on this podcast, bro. That's the motto on this channel. We want the facts, bro. And the fact of the matter is, everything that I'm telling you cannot be disputed. Why did they bring an inside man to take down Fred Hampton? What was Fred Hampton doing? Fred Hampton wasn't doing nothing but trying to bring Black people together. Fred Hampton wasn't doing nothing but trying to give food and Medicaid. You know, he had Black people, and shout out to the Black Panther parties, and they was doing what? Food. They was making children become doctors and lawyers. Nobody wanted to be a rapper. Nobody wanted to be a gangster. Okay, Black people wanted to be welders. Black people wanted to be plumbers. Black people wanted to be electricians. Why? Because they knew that this type of skill could fix and self-govern and self-run the community. And what did they do? Make that make sense, people. We have to start seeing things for what it is. We're too busy falling for this okie doke because they got you in a spiritual trance. You are hypnotized to a lie that you know is a lie, but because you have the word belief before the lie, you are able to then accept the lie and say it, man. Listen, this is what I believe. You understand? Hold on a minute, guys. Hold on. Look, I just pulled up. What in front of me? A church. Right here, right to my right. Let me show you. You see it? You see it? This is a church. These are churches, guys. Think about that. But the churches never get infiltrated. The schools now is teaching churches ideologies. The church never gets infiltrated. Why you think they stopped doing what they're doing? The reason why the black community crumbled, the reason why the Black Panther Party crumbled, because the leader fell for the bait. The leader fell for the poison. And when listen, the people, we are individuals that if you say something, we hold you to it. If you stand up into that position, and that came through religion as well. But when you stand up to that position and say, listen, guys, I'm going to do this and this, and I need you guys to follow me. Guess what the people is going to do? The people are going to follow you. So when they see that Huey started taking drugs, the people started taking drugs. What you guys don't understand is you think that you have control over the drug and the drug can't break you. Yes, it will always break you, no matter what drug it is, whether it's weed, whether it's crack, whether it's cocaine, all of that. It will take control over you, bro. When I was smoking weed, the first couple of days, you're like, man, I got this, man, it ain't gonna do nothing. And before you know it, within a month, you see yourself cannot function without it. Your body hurts, your hair hurt, your thought process lags, you get agitated. All of these things you start forgetting. And then it's like, damn, I need a blunt. I need a blunt. Your body's never supposed to do that. Your body is never supposed to be in a state of dependency of anything. Anything. You're never in a state of dependency for water. You ever notice that the things that's naturally supposed to be in your body, you don't depend on it. You don't have the urge, I need some water right now. I need some water. No. Maybe if you brush your teeth and your breath is hot, then that's different. But you never have the, oh my God, never. Because that's not in the forte, people. It's not. You never have the urgency for fruits. Anything that's given unto you naturally, anything that's naturally created, your body will never be in dependence on it. But anything that comes from an outside source and is created from the outside source, your body by default is going to need it once you intake it. Once you intake that into your body, alcohol is man-made creation. It's an outside source. Okay? That's why when you start drinking, before you know it, you have the urge for it. And then if you get, too in depth into the drinking, too caught up into having a good time, you now can't function without the alcohol. You now have a so-called ism. An ism will always lead you to prison. Let me say that again. The ism will always lead you to prison, whether it's physical, mental, or spiritual, people. These are the things that nobody wants to talk about. But I'm going to talk to you about it because it's time for brothers and sisters to start seeing things for what it is and not what we want it to be. Because the only way we're going to want things to be a certain way is to do something. Your Bible says, your Bible says that the kingdom is within you. The Bible says that you are God. God is within you. God is in you. But yet we operate in a state of peasantry. You know why? Because religion teaches you to be in a state of servitude and belief. It doesn't put you in a position of power. Religion was never designed to put you in a position of power. Religion was never designed to put you in what they call that, in a financial separation where you don't need no help. It doesn't do that. That's why we have all these churches generating $580 million the black church generates just in America alone, generates annually. And you know the Roman Catholic Church is going to take PC. Yo, do you guys remember that man Eddie Long? If you guys remember Eddie Long, remember when Eddie Long, before he died, he had a scandal? Remember? Who you think he called to neutralize the situation? Who you think he called? He called the European, and the European came and gave his credentials, his prestigeness. I'm this and that. I've been a rabbi for. And this is a good brother of mine. And he did these allegations. We will do such and such. You can look this stuff on YouTube. Don't listen to me. The man bought his handlers to help neutralize the situation. Because at that time, it was very big. At that time, it was very big. Now it's more acceptable now. Now people is, you like woman, you like boys, that's cool. Jesus have no color barriers. There's no color barriers in religion. There's no judgment in religion. Thou shalt not judge. Only God shall judge me. Remember? I can go on and on and on and show you exactly what's going on. But the problem is you guys don't want to take the thing for what it is. You guys are still trying to receive this in a spiritual sense. What you're seeing is not biblical prophecy. This is propaganda. This is individuals trying to create something to combat what the universe is letting off. The universe, people, the universe has been out of wax. The universe has been out of wax. And I don't want to sound mean, but I'm just going to say it from my perspective. This is the only time you're going to hear me say it from my perspective. The universe been out of wax ever since these people was able to convert the African people into their ideology. That's when the universe was out of wax. Some people may say, nah, the universe got out of wax when, Operation Paperclip. Operation Paperclip. What is Operation Paperclip? Go look this stuff up. My job is to provide you with the source and you go do your homework. Operation Paperclip. Now, they said from the minute Operation Paperclip arrived, this is when you started seeing the fall of everything. When Operation Paperclip arrived, that's when you guys started seeing crack cocaine. When Operation Paperclip arrived, this is when you started seeing marijuana. You're going to have those that says, nah, bro, marijuana comes from the earth. No, you can't find any studies. You can't find any studies of black people prior to the invasion of black people doing this. You can't find no studies. I've been looking this up for how many years? Listen, I used to sell drugs. I love smoking weed. But I had to start paying attention. I had to sit back and say, hold on, Junior. You know what these people are capable of. You know what these people are capable of. Don't be like everybody else and turn the other cheek. Just know if they slap the other one, they're going to slap the next one the same way, if not even harder, because they're like, damn, we slapped you like that and you give us the other cheek, slap him even harder. That means he has a tolerance level for that. Let that marinate. So I had to sit there and I had to process, and I'm going to say this and then I'm going to gracefully bow out because I got things to do, right? I had to sit there and marinate. I said to myself, growing up, I got arrested for selling weed. I spent many nights in central bookings for weed. But out of nowhere, it became legalized. And not only has it become legalized, it's the government that's selling it now. So you know what then led me to questioning? Hold on. This became legalized right after a world was hit with a respiratory infection. Let that marinate. The world was hit with a respiratory infection. And the last thing that you want to do when there's a respiratory infection going on is do anything to contaminate with your lungs. What's my thought on the 501c3 Act? Listen, anybody that got a 501c, I have a 501c3, but I don't have it under religious. It's not under religious guideline. 501c3 basically means this. You don't want the government to tax you. You don't want the government to get PC off you. You must follow the governmental rules. They've told you that religion and the state don't go hand in hand. That is a lie. The states are governed by religion. Why you think when you go to court and you go to law, they put what before you? They canon. Remember, America and the whole entire world, especially the Western world, anything that's being run by Europeans is governed by the canon law. The canon is mean the Bible. So we are under biblical law, which means that when you see slavery, when you see Europeans treat you the way that they do, their reasoning is to tell you, well, you are the cursed seed. Or the reason why we had to enslave you was because of slavery, because you didn't keep the commandments. Mind you, commandments that black people never knew until the arrival of Albert Christian. I'm telling you guys this. This whole commandment movement of we are the true Jews started here in America. Here in America. And if we are the particular people, check this out, I'm gonna feed you some wisdom. And I know I said I'm gonna leave. If we are the particular people, and let's just go based on the story that we're being told now, that Africa is the Holy Land. All right, cool. Even in the Biblos, it tells you that the awakening will happen in his land. Why is it the outsiders coming, bringing forth wisdom to get the insiders on board? Doesn't that sound like a mercenary? A missionary? Sounds like it, right? Because that's exactly what we are doing. We're not fulfilling the ways of our ancestors. We are filling the ways of the oppressors. When you're thinking that you're keeping the commandments and you're doing something, you're doing what your ancestors did back in the days, something that you can't prove. But what we can prove is this is the same energy that came along with the missionaries, aka mercenaries. The difference is that the niggas don't have the military protection or support to violate you when you disapprove of their ideology. You see, now they don't care because they got society right where they need it to be. Society is right where I need it to be. So now if you don't want to join the religion, no problem. Just make sure you follow Islam. You don't want to follow Islam, no problem. Just make sure you respect the canon law. So whether you are a Christian or not, Islam or not, atheist or not, you are always, your foundation, your psychological foundation is always going to be on the canon law. Because the canon law is what governs the entire world. Any world that's being run by Europeans is run by the canon law. The Quran comes from the canon law. The Quran, listen, Islam comes from Christianity, bro. The Pope funded Islam, bro. Islam do the same thing that Christianity do. They just do it to the extreme. Same thing. Islam has slavery. Christianity has slavery. Islam tell you to pray. Christianity prays. The list goes on. It goes on and on and on and on. But that's my time for you guys. I love you. Support the movement. Please. All your questions, leave it in the comments. Follow me on social media if you want to speak to me directly. I am not hard to find. I am not one of these people that's, you gotta earn, you gotta pay to speak to me. No, you want to talk to me, you got something on your mind, you need some answers, you need some understanding. I am here for that. I am here because enough is enough, bro. I'm watching our community being taken right from under us. And we are literally being pushed to the corner. Whether it's with your job, whether it's with your school, no matter what it is, black people are being pushed to the corner, and all of this is intentional. So if you need understanding, and if you also need life coaching in how to, go through this without losing your mind, you know what I'm saying? And I tell you guys this all the time, please, people, start a business, bro. I don't care what's on your mind. I don't care if you want to be a painter. I don't care if you want to play video games. Make it into a business. Because everything now is going to be AI technology. These hard labor jobs are going to be taken away. It's going to be given to the robots. So your job is to figure out, how can I have fun and make money out of it? Make it a business. You have to make these things a business, because this is the route that we're going. This is the takeover of AI technology. It's no more physical labor. I'm talking about every job, from taxis. They got driverless cars. They got what's the other one? Amazon. They got valet parking, where the cars come pick up your car, drop in, et cetera, et cetera. They got all these things happening right now in front of us. And we are only at the beginning. It's only 2025. What you think is going to happen in 2030? What you think is going to happen in 2040? And if we don't put our foot down now, and I'm not talking about put our foot down because black people don't have no power, no say. But what I mean by putting your foot down, meaning being in front of what's going on so you won't receive the backlash at the end. I tell you guys this, be in front of everything. If you see something, even if it don't make sense, just jump on it. What you got to lose? As long as it's not putting you in jail, jump on it. What you got to lose? We jump on everything else. When they gave us trap music, we jumped on it. When they gave us hoochie mama music, we jumped on it. When they gave us drugs and alcohol, we jumped on it. Now here they're giving you AI technology for you to take advantage of. We're hesitant because we don't want that type of responsibility. We still feel like these people owe us something. No, they don't owe us nothing. They gave us everything that they could give us. They don't owe us nothing. It's time for us to start doing for us, take what we need to better us. And yes, they will come again. They will infiltrate. I promise you they will infiltrate. I promise you they're going to bring our own people to infiltrate. I promise you. But that doesn't mean that we still not going to keep trying. Because I'm from Brooklyn. And no matter how much they keep pushing us, no matter how much they kick us down, you got no choice but to stand up. Don't forget, you must respect and remember your DNA and your ancestors, because your ancestors could have easily gave up and they didn't. Your ancestors could have easily gave up and they didn't. Why are you giving up? Why are you just falling subject to the foolishness? No. It's never over, ever. You ever heard, you listen to Bebe's kids. You take one, the 50 of them come out. That's how we move. But we got to start seeing these things. We got to start releasing ourselves from the matrix. We got to start saying, you know what? I'm good. I don't want this. You guys can keep that. My focus needs to be on here. My focus needs to be on family. We need to start focusing and take control of the shit that we can take control over. Guess what you can control? You can control who you make your wife. You can control who you make your husband. You can control how your child is raised. You can control what they are exposed to. You can control these things. You can't control who's coming from the sky. You can't control politics. You can't control legislation. You can't control these things. You can't. So stop trying to take control of something or look forward to something that you have no control over. You have no control over religion. You have no control over nothing. If you're saying that this is our story, you must prove it. You must prove it. You must prove it with not European writings and ideologies. You must show me the African version, the pureness. I need to see the pureness. Just like if I go to Egypt right now, I can see the pure hieroglyphics on the wall. Not no pictures taken and rewritten. I can see the purity. These are the things that we need. Take control over that. He that controls the mind controls the spine. Take your mind back, bro. Take your mind back, because you are the navigation to the future of your very existence, your DNA, your offsprings. They are going to be the extension of you. Whatever you produce on this earth Whatever you produce for yourself is what you're going to produce on this earth. If you was a dumbass, you're going to produce a dumbass. If you're a weirdo, you're going to produce a weirdo. If you're a fighter, a freedom fighter, you're going to produce a freedom fighter because it's in their DNA. You must respect the DNA, honor your DNA, honor your ancestors, and remember where we at. Remember, this isn't our home. And with that being said, it's your brother, man. You understand? And I'ma holla at y'all. One.